Hello, my name is Nicholson. I'm with the SA program, and I'm going to show you today how to use a pH analyzer, a pH meter, sorry. Normally, pH meters are used to help determine the potential of hydrogen in a solution. And the potential of hydrogen just means whether or not it's acidic or basic. And this, right now, it's currently in a storage solution because it uses a glass electrode, which is very sensitive and can be damaged extremely easily. So to properly start using it, what you first do is you plug in your sensor to first your transfer box that'll send it to your computer. And in your software right here that we have the Linear Graphical Analysis program. Right here it shows everything that's going on. Normally when you start it up, it'll ask you which sensor you're using, and then it'll give you a graph. You can change that graph to whatever you need to for when you're measuring different substances or different measurements. Now that we have it first plugged up, to set it up before we start measuring anything, we have to take it out of the storage solution, which is by unscrewing the cap, gently taking it out. Use that glass electrode I was talking about. Now normally we would rinse it off first with our distilled water right here, and then dry it off with a paper towel or whatever you have available, as long as it's logical for a laboratory experiment. And then we dip it in our buffer solutions. We use those buffer solutions to help calibrate and ensure that we have a proper measurement before anything else. I'm going to put this back and then show you how we would properly calibrate it on the software. So with our buffer solutions, this one is 4.01, this one is 7.0 exactly. We dip the sensor into the first buffer solution, which is the lowest, 4.0. Then we go and hit calibrate. And it's usually 3, but right now we have 2. So we're going to do a 2-point calibration to ensure that we have proper measurements. We know that that's 4.01, so we dip in the sensor and wait for it to stabilize and ensure that the temperature is recorded as well, because that affects our pH readings. So once we have it in, we enter in our first known value as 4.0. Then like I said, we take it out, rinse it off, dry it off, and then put it into the next solution. And the next solution would be our 7.0. That's our second known value. And then we rinse it off and dry it off, put it back here, wait to put it into our actual measurement solutions, what we're going to be using for the experiment. Like say we had acetic acid, we had vinegar, we had sodium hydroxide, we had all these different solutions, but in each attempt we had to wait for it to stabilize. This little number right here on the side that we were looking at, it can fluctuate from time to time. So don't be afraid to aggregate the solution or shake it up a little bit and not stir it around, but just shake it up a little bit while we're waiting and give it some time to stabilize. After we record your measurements, like I said, record each measurement with each buffer and its temperature, because it's important to have all the information so that it can be repeated later on. And that is just about everything. Thank you for your time, and sign out.